Hey crafty friends, it's Rachel from Daily Creations, and in this video we are going to be using TeckWrap's vinyl sticker paper, and it comes in a variety of things. I'm going to show you here in a moment what it comes in, but just because it's labeled stickers does not mean you need to use it for just stickers. We're going to use it to create a cute little home decor for the summer. So before we do, let's talk about materials. You're going to need your machine, of course this pack, and a scraper tool, which I just got this one from TeckWrap, and it has this felt tip here, and then it has the the ruler here, which is kind of cool. So definitely pick yourself up one here. My favorite, in fact, let me go ahead and show you guys my favorite squeegee tool from, or scraper tool from TeckWrap is this one. So I'm going to end up using this one just because this is a little bit of a smaller blank here, but they just sent me this one and I did want to show you guys that. And then of course you're going to need your brayer tool and then your cutting mat. So I'm going to use my Cricut Joy Extra today in today's video, only because of the fact that I have it here. Now you of course can use your Maker, your Explorer, and then of course your Cricut Joy Extra. Now the Cricut Joy, you cannot do print and cut because that is not compatible with that machine. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this vinyl sticker paper. I already have it open, so I just want to kind of show you what's all involved here. So they also give you little instructions, which is pretty neat. So they just give you the settings, the Maker settings, the pressure, and you know, how to overlay your lamination. So they also provide, let me go ahead and move this over here. They give you the product style, so the overlay lamination film, which is the non-printable part, and they give you the different ones that are available. And then they give you the Inkjet printable vinyl, which is the printable portions. And you have matte white, glossy white, holographic silver, holographic rainbow, and glow in the dark. So this product features vivid colors, easy to print and cut, strong adhesion, dry quickly, water resistant, and premium quality. Super exciting. The one thing though, since I am based in America, we use, well, I wouldn't say we only use, but we usually use 8.5 by 11 size sheets. Now keep in mind, this is a 4, so you will have to make those changes, which we will talk about once we get in design space, because it's 8.25 by 11.69 or 8.26 by 11.69. So just slightly different in size, which is not a problem. Most printers can handle A4 sizes. Okay, so here is my design. I got this off of Design Bundles, and I thought this was super adorable. Now this is a clip art, so it already came in as one image, okay? So I didn't have to join these all together, add the text. That was already done for me, which is amazing because I love the work being done for me. But should you bring in a design or a clip art that is not flattened, just make sure that you do that before you go ahead and do a print and cut. So what I mean by that is, you want to make sure that you select all of your image, and then you want to come over here in the lower right corner and you will see flatten. Now mine is grayed out just because this is already flattened. Okay, so I have my design, it's already flattened. I'm going to come up here and click on make, and it's going to put the image here in your paper. And then what you're going to do is you're going to, like, assuming that you like the position of this, you're going to go ahead and hit continue. Now that I hit continue, I'm going to go ahead and select my printer. So I'm going to hit send it to printer. You always want to make sure that you hit add bleed, make sure that's toggled on, because just in case there's a slight variation in the cut that doesn't exactly cut on that line, and that can happen just because they're machines, they're not perfect. This will allow the mistakes, so that way it won't look so bad. So always make sure add bleed is turned on. And then you always want to use system dialog, which means using your printer settings instead of Cricut's settings. Click on print. Now that my print and cut has already printed, I am going to go ahead and select the setting. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Printable Vinyl White Grade Liner Printing. I use that for a different brand of print and cut, and I think that's what works best for this one as well. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one. I am now going to take the liner off of my vinyl, or off of my print and cut. and you can see, look how well that printed out perfectly. And I was a little worried just because this is a smaller size, you know, this is 8 1/4, and I usually use 8.5 by 11, but it printed just fine and the quality is wonderful. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I pay attention to how this is placed in Design Space. So right now it's placed right side up. Now you want to be careful, because if you were to print it this way or put it on your mat this way and feed it into the joy that direction, or the extra, excuse me, it will not cut right. So we want to make sure that we have the orientation correctly. Also, you want to make sure that you try to align it on your sheet as well. And here's where you want to use your brayer tool, because you don't want to accidentally smush any of the ink or smear any of the ink from the oils in your hands. It does say it dries quickly, but just to ensure that it does, it's always good to use your brayer tool. Okay, so again, I'm just making sure it's completely flat down and that we don't have any air bubbles. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, my Cricut Joy is blinking at me, and I keep on saying Cricut Joy, it's a Cricut Joy Extra. It is blinking at me and it's telling me it's ready to cut. I'm going to feed this into my Cricut Joy Extra. It's going to measure the length of the mat to ensure that it has the right mat size. The machine just got done cutting my design, so I'm going to go ahead and hit unload on my computer. I'm going to pull that out. Now here comes the fun part. I'm going to go ahead and weed the design. I love to weed when I'm doing crafts. It's a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and get that done. I don't know if you guys can tell, but look how intricate those cuts are, and it did a great job. I mean, this vinyl, the printable vinyl, did great. So let's go ahead and finish weeding this out. And again, you just want to make sure that you choose a font, a design that doesn't have too many intricate cuts, because the machine is good, but it's not that good. They do have their drawbacks, and unfortunately, when you do intricate cuts, sometimes you'll run into snafus like this, although that's not an intricate cut. But I will tell you that sometimes that does happen when you have such thin design. So I always try to be mindful of that when I'm choosing my design. So again, it says this pack is for stickers, but I am using this for home decor because I think it just elevates your design tenfold. Like, I think that it looks, when you do print and cut, it just looks like it's professionally done, and I absolutely love it. So this was an easy weed. There wasn't too many middles that I had to get, so I think everything's good to go. So I am using TeckWrap's transfer tape. Normally you want to use a low tack transfer tape when you do print and cut, just because this is still pretty fragile and you don't want to rip it, but I'm going to attempt to use it anyways. I'm sure it will just be fine, because I have full confidence that TeckWrap's transfer tape won't ruin this design. So let's go ahead and put it on there. I'm going to go ahead and scrape it down. I'm going to go ahead and flip the back. Transfers really well. As I mentioned before, the back side of it is shiny, so this is where you can see any areas that you missed in weeding, because sometimes it's harder to see the front side of it, but super easy to see on the back side because it's shiny. But like I said, this was an easy design and there wasn't much to it, so I'm really thankful that I didn't miss any spots to weed. Bringing in my blank here, I'm going to go ahead and center this in the blank as best as possible. Okay, there we go. Got it. So I'm going to use my scraper tool. Go ahead and scrape it down really well. My weeding tool, I'm going to be really careful not to scrape my blank here, the surface of it, just to get a little piece started. And there we go. I will tell you what, I was a little nervous using the transfer tape because I usually use a low-tech transfer tape, but I had full confidence in TeckWrap's transfer tape, and it did not disappoint. And again, just because it's labeled a sticker paper, you can use it for decor, just like this one. And now this is going to be super cute in my house for the summer. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.